Liverpool. They've done it with yet another clean sheet, and it's 3 points and then back to the top of the Premier League. And look, you know what it feels like. You've been in exactly the position they're in now. Did that feel like the performance of champions where you just keep delivering?
I just can't see a chink in their armour. I think that the beauty of it for if you're a Liverpool fan is that he's resting players week in, week out. The team never stays the same, but it's the same result and the same performances, and they just look comfortable at the moment.
Well, let's get some reaction then, because Andy Robertson and James Milner are joining Des right now. Des, first game in charge. Talk about evergreen. And actually, when you make those changes, it wasn't just about Liverpool hanging on, having made a bunch of changes. It was about the players that come in and being among the best on the park.
Yeah, if you're gonna fight on all fronts, like going for the quadruple as we keep talking about, then you're gonna need your squad. And Milner came in today, was man of the match. Let's bear in mind, I think he made his debut 20 years ago. You know, he's still affecting games at this level. Is a credit to his profession, I think. And Gomez as well coming in didn't miss Trent. I mean, he must be disappointed because Matip, Konate have come in at centre half, and he was instrumental at centre half. He's been pushed out of the team and sometimes, as a deputy right back, but every time he comes in, he gives top performances. And that's what you need at this stage of the season is a squad and people fighting competition for places, and that's what they've got. And the goal tells that story of the changes making the difference.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, it's a fantastic goal. You can debate if it's a foul or not. I don't think it's anywhere near a foul. It's a great tackle from Milner, but it epitomises what they're about. They lose the ball, retrieve straight away. The reaction, that's what you're there for. It's a great tackle. They get it out wide here. And I think if your target, you see him here as the left back, and he hasn't got anyone else coming on the outside. The fullback isn't coming out when you'd see a Trent maybe, so he's got to worry about that. He always got to worry about is the man in front of him, and that's Naby Keita. But what he doesn't do, he doesn't follow him. The ball comes inside. And to be fair, it's a really good ball from Naby Keita. Plays it inside and then runs. But as a fullback, you've got to just follow your man there. As I said, there's no one else to muddy the waters or create a grey area. Do I go with the runner or go with the man inside? You go with the man who's in front of you. He doesn't do that. As the ball's played, look, as soon as he doesn't do that, that space is on. He's the wrong side of him. And to be fair to Keita, from this point on, this is what you call cool as you like. Calm. Player coming in, hasn't played many games. To be this composed in this situation, Crashy said he sent a few out of the stadium. Oh, see you later.
He sent 3 men there, the goalkeeper and the 2 men on the line. But I think that's confidence. He's took a little bit of stick since he's arrived, for a lot of money. And I think now he's really, really finding his feet in his team. And I think that showed it how confident he is at the moment.
Total domination, in truth, from Liverpool. They could have had far more than one goal today, couldn't they?
Yeah, you'd say Dubravka's probably the Newcastle's best player today, the saves he made on the day. And that shows probably the performance wasn't up to the previous 6 performances here at home when they won the game. So, Eddie will look back over the next couple of days and think where they can improve. Could he have made maybe more changes in the second half we spoke about off air, but a bit frustrating from a Newcastle point of view.
But it's how good Liverpool are. This is how good they are, Peter. They can dominate like this.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Newcastle, let's not forget how far they've come, I think. They were relegation for it. Everyone thought they would go down. I think defensively, I know Liverpool had a lot of shots. They had chances, possibly could have scored more. But Newcastle were in the game at all times. Attacking-wise, they need to work on that. But defensively, it has got better. But listen, Liverpool can cut anyone open, and they cut Newcastle open at times today and just couldn't finish it off the game. So
the thing about these chances, Jake, I felt that maybe Newcastle might sneak a chance at the other side, a set play, a mistake or something. But Liverpool were in cruise control today, and I think you can see Jurgen's face there. He was frustrated because he felt 1-0. We all know 1-0's a dodgy scoreline. Anything can happen at the other end, but they just were very professional today and seen the job out.
That would have been a nerve-wracking watch, actually, for the Liverpool fans at home, wouldn't it? Wondering, one breakaway, one moment, and suddenly it all changes.
It's a nervy part of the season, isn't it? Let's be honest. But they do usually calm you down with their performances, and they have done of late. But that one today was, as I said, a potential banana skin that they've overcome again. Let's hear from Jurgen Klopp. He's with Des. So he'll be watching the game, won't he?
Trust me, all eyes will be on that TV screen when they're playing. 100%. You can't help it. Or you're definitely listening, or you're in a WhatsApp group where you're just telling people to tell you what's happening. I couldn't actually watch the games against opponents, but everyone's different.
Look, we've got a big game next Saturday. Tottenham up against Liverpool. Take us into what this feels like, because from the outside it feels like a kind of sudden death penalty shootout. One mistake and it's over. What's it like when you're in the middle of it?
It's who finishes first. I think it's difficult. I think we had it when Man City, they caught us and they ended up winning the league. But you play, And every game is pressure, and it can be nervy, and all you're hoping for is to get an early goal. And Liverpool got that today, and then it was cruise control, and they just managed the game, which is the way you want to do it. And like I said before, not exerting too much energy is key as well. But now City, it's their turn, and I think City players would have been watching this game at the beginning, and a lot of them, the goal goes in, you go, right, that's it, because they know this team ain't going to flinch.
And as an opposition player, did you ever talk about it if a team were in the title race? You say, come on, look, let's exploit this. Let's really put the pressure on them. Let's worry them.
Yeah, it's a chance to make an impact on a Premier League season. You know, sometimes even these Newcastle players today, like, they're safe, they're middle of the table, you know, they've got nothing really left to play for, but they can have an impact on a title race. I mean, what more do you want? I mean, it's a chance for them to put themselves on the map, and I think, you know, there'll be more teams thinking that way towards the end of the season.
Yeah, frustrating Newcastle, we said before the game, that was just a free hit for Newcastle today. You know, Eddie Howe's done a brilliant job with staff, 43 points, they're cruising really, and it didn't feel that way. It felt like they wanted to be quite defensive today, and just felt, second half especially, I thought maybe they could have opened up a wee bit more, and if they lose 2-0, no one's going to say here, oh, you know, Liverpool beat you 2-0, but they just might have a bit more of an offensive battle today. They might have sneaked something, perhaps.
I think if you're Chris Wood, you come on the pitch and you expect the ball to be wrapped into you, get the ball in and around. Let me make these two centre-halves have to work a little bit. But that would have been one of the disappointing things for me. But there's so many positives to take from Newcastle at this stage of the season from where they were when Eddie Howe came in.
Well, let's hear from him. Eddie is with Des.
Eddie, what's the verdict tonight? Did you ever quite get going fully, or is that possibly because of Liverpool's quality?
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. I don't think we quite got going. I thought we made a bright start to the game. But we slightly disappointed with our overall performance in the respect that I don't think individually we hit our top levels. So then collectively as the team, I don't think we quite hit the levels that we have done previously. I think you have to credit the opposition. We know the strength of them, but and they had their moments in the game. Liverpool on counter-attacks, and you know they looked threatening. We probably didn't have that sustained spell of pressure that we were looking for.
The goal changed it. The momentum changed. Did you have any complaints about the goal, the tackle?
I haven't seen it again, but that's what VAR's for, and if they don't intervene, then I assume that we have nothing to complain about.
No, but that was the turning point from the game. It seemed that you lost your way for a little while after that.
Yeah, I think naturally, when you concede, and we were disappointed with it, obviously a man out of the game and right in the heart of our defence, we looked light on bodies. Yeah, so disappointed with the goal. We responded okay. Second half I thought was better, generally as a performance, without that big chance ever really coming.
And some individual performances. Matt Targett had a good game against Diaz, who was a danger man for them. He played well.
Matt Targett's done very well, consistently performed well, defensively especially. So yeah, I think there were one or two bright sparks, but I think, yeah, slightly disappointing compared to our previous levels.
So you measured yourself against one of the two best teams probably in the world right now. What did you see?
Well, I think I've seen progress from where we have been, but then on the side to that, a lot of work to do. So probably where we knew we were before the game.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thank you.
You can sense his disappointment, can't you? Look, off the pitch, the ownership situation here will always quite rightly lead to questions. And certainly any praise from me for this football club is aimed at Eddie, his players and at the fans. And talking of Eddie, I think that it's important, but they are still a work in progress. And today was probably a good reminder of the areas that still actually need a fair amount of work from him.
Yeah, I think recruitment will be key again, Jake, in the summer. You know, they have got fantastic owners now with a lot of wealth behind them, of course, but they have to spend that wisely. I think they did do that in January. The recruitment was very good with the players they brought in. And I think they'll have to go again now in the summer to slowly, gradually build this club back up to where it once was. When I was here, we were challenging Rio and them at the top of the league and playing Champions League football in Barcelona. That's maybe a few seasons down the road. But with these new owners, they've got the finances to back Eddie and back his team. And they will have to strengthen lots of different departments, I feel, in the team.
At this stage, is there anything that Eddie could have been doing better or differently? Or has he so far done the perfect job?
No, I don't think so. I think he's right up there with manager of the season. I think, obviously Klopp, Guardiola, they always take precedent, people challenging him at the top. But what he's achieved, when he went in there was 6 points adrift, I think, from safety. And now to finish ninth, I think, not far off their best performance in the Premier League, like in recent seasons. So it's an amazing achievement what he's done. I think it was slightly disappointed today. I think you could see in his interview there he was disappointed with the attacking flair. I thought some of the big players, Almiron, Sam Maximum, just didn't play to the right levels. But in the main, he's done an incredible job.
Yeah, I mean, this is the frustrating element, but it says a lot that we're actually sitting here saying that Newcastle will be frustrated with the way they performed from an attacking perspective, because the journey they've been on in recent times. We wouldn't have said this 6 months ago, do you know what I mean, before he came in. But I mean, Sir Maximin, for a lot of the positive stuff that he's been doing, today he was a kind of a flattered to see most of this game. Really.
Yeah, I think he tried too much at times, Rio. Sometimes just lay it off simple, keep the ball simple. And that's the frustrating thing, because the fans and Eddie Howe knows there's a player in there, but sometimes it can be a very frustrating player like today. He didn't really create anything. He didn't really give them that spark up top. And the worry about when he does play, he doesn't give you much on the defensive side of things. So you want a bit more from St. Maximin, because we know he's got the talent. Sorry.
But what I would say as well, I wouldn't say it's just finger pointing at him. I think as an attacking team, they lacked a lot today. But listen, they're in a good position now, and they're safe. They're even probably looking further forward and looking into next season.
Would they be doing that already, do you think? Those conversations would be ongoing. Have they got some tricky games between now and the end of the season?
No, behind the scenes, I think they're safe now. Behind the scenes, they'll be thinking, planning for next season. They've got a good squad. They've improved. The players who were here have improved under Eddie Howe. They've signed some good players. And next summer will be big recruitment-wise. They don't want to go for a big star name. I think what they've done so far is recruit good Premier League players and just take them up to the next level.
They've been solid so far. We'll see what happens next. Thank you so much for joining us.
Jake, for me.
Advantage Liverpool?
Yes.
Okay.